Good morning guys, Cam from Roadrunner Off-Road. We're back after a huge week at Cliffhanger live streaming all of the action up there with nearly 90 cars. If you haven't checked that out, you can have a look on our YouTube channel for that. But we're actually back straight out into the bush again today because we've got something really exciting to share with you guys. This is the first prototype of the Red Winches King Cobra Cobra winch, and we're out here to give it a test, put it through its paces. We're gonna probably head out and put it through some of the Sunday stage winch walls as well in our little Jimny. Now, there's been a heap of questions about this winch, so I'm just gonna answer them straight up. Does it have a belt? No, it doesn't. Is it fully gear driven? Yes, it is, and I'll talk more about that because this gearbox is something that's never been done in a four-wheel drive winch before that we're aware of. Does it have a proper free spool? So yes, it does. So the features of this over the previous Cobra 2 and Cobra 3 is we've got a full drum disconnect free spool, which is the same as the Hornet 2 in the competition winch. We have a full geared drivetrain with a selection of ratios ranging from around 66 to 1, 89 to 1, 137 to 1, which is around the same as your traditional 8274, and then up around 177 to 1 for the heavier stuff. It comes in 3 different drum lengths, so a standard drum length, which is what we've got here, which will bolt straight into your normal bull bar pattern. We've got a plus 76, which bolts into the next size that most people have. And we've also got a plus 203, which is the XL size. So same as the XL size Hornet, but in the Cobra package. They can come with a single motor or a dual motor as well in all of those ratios, except for the race ratio, which is the 66 to 1, which is only available in the twin motor. So this one we've got here, the prototype, is the adventure ratio, which is around 89 to 1. It's a single motor, has the air brake, free spool, and we've got about 45 meters of 8mm rope on it, because obviously we don't need thicker rope. These are super compact, and you can see we've fitted it into a standard Jimny ARB bull bar just by trimming the corners out and fitting the whole lot in. So even though the ratios are very similar around in that 137 to 1 as the Warn high mount, because of the aux motor, it's about 20% faster with about 20% more pulling capacity in an identical ratio, or nearly identical ratio. So this is going to be an absolute killer of a winch for the guys that are looking for a high mount. They want to step up from a low mount speed and pulling capacity, don't want to go down the rabbit hole of buying an old high mount off marketplace and then spending a gazillion dollars on parts to modify and update it. This is out of the box, full billet CNC machine, free spool, everything that you want out of it without having to buy anything other than putting the rope and hook of your choice on it and then bolt it into the bar and away you go. So the gear train on this thing is awesome, and I haven't seen this in a four-wheel drive winch before, and I've pulled apart a few. There is a planetary gear at the top, straight off the motor, which gives us the ability to change ratios really easily. Then there's 2 spur gear stages in the gearbox, followed by a final planetary gear down the bottom. So it's a hybrid spur and planetary gear arrangement. Now, the benefits of that over a full spur gear is the final drive onto the last gear has 4 pinion gears or 4 sun gears that are driving it, which gives you 4 teeth that are engaged at any given time, transferring the load at the highest torque point of the gearbox, which makes this thing incredibly strong. The benefit of the planetary at the top means that we don't have to change the size or the form factor of the gearbox to have a really wide ratio selection. So we can go from 66 to 177 without any major changes in terms of the gearbox configuration. You literally take the gears out, put the other gears in, bolt the cover back on, play on. And then the spur gear arrangement, those 2 stages of spur gears, gives you the drive characteristics very similar to an 8274. So without the air brake, you get that run on, you get that higher speed when it's not under load, and then the winch slows down as it's under load, which is the characteristic that everyone's looking for in a high mount. Means that the winch will keep up with the car as it starts to get traction, and then as the car loses traction, it'll torque up, pull the car through that spot. Not like a low mount that travels at a more consistent speed, similar to the Cobra 2 and the Cobra 3. Amazing winches and great for touring, just didn't have that performance characteristic that a lot of people were expecting out of a high mount configuration. So it gives you a huge amount of strength, available ratio options, rope capacity, air brake, proper free spool, kind of everything in all one package. Everybody's asking what the price point's going to be. We currently, until we land them in Australia, we don't know exactly what they cost us to land because we have to pay import tax, duties, freight, but it's going to be between the Cobra 3 and the Hornet 2. So it's going to be very similar to buying a new 8274 off the shelf or buying an 8274 from Marketplace and then spending, putting brake shaft, free spool, motor, all that sort of stuff in it to get it to the same kind of specification level. So it's going to be really competitively priced for a brand new winch that you just have to bolt in and wire up that comes with a warranty off the shelf. So let's get into it. I actually tried driving this hill. Colin was right, I was wrong. I thought it'd just crawl up it, but it didn't. So we're going to hook it up and winch up it. Keeping in mind there is a ratio faster than this, which is probably even better for the size and the weight of the Zook. But we've got the 88, which is the adventure ratio, and we'll give it a go and see how it goes. And free. So it's a pneumatic free spool. You can just see down there that there's a little air fitting going in there, and the cool thing about that is the air fitting doesn't spin. It's actually the drum that spins, which makes life heaps easier. And then we can just peel rope however we want. Much easier to pull than a low mount free spool and engage from in the car. So I'll head up the hill and hook it up. Now, I'm built for comfort, not for speed, so I'm appreciating the free spool about now. So we unhook, pack it back up, nice easy winch. So quick and easy, air free spool is mint. Let's see what else we can find to torture this thing. Well, that seemed a little bit easy, so we've just tootled up the road a little bit to the iconic Bindaree station, which has got some of the hardest rock walls and winch walls that we know of. So we thought we'd give it a proper test and throw it up this one. I'll show you what Cohen's got in store for himself. Yeah, this is a nasty one. I don't know if you're at Wild Dog 25, but some idiot tried to winch up this backwards. Like it wasn't there. We're about halfway up that hill. Yeah, a long way down. There is one harder though. Wonder if I can convince him to give it a go.
A few moments later.
This is a gnarly winch hill. This one even gives me the heebie-jeebies. Red Winches King Cobra, they come with the air brake standard, they come with the aux motor standard, they come with the DC 182, the big solenoid standard, air free spool standard. The only thing you need to do with this is get a rope and a hook, put it in your car and go winching. So as a replacement to an 8274, you could go out and buy one off Marketplace, buy a brake shaft, a free spool, some gears, rebuild it, throw some money at it, and you're probably going to be in a similar kind of price point. Or you can buy the King Cobra, where you're going to have a full billet, full winch, everything standard, full warranty, and great performance and options in terms of ratios and drum widths. And for that price point, even though it's a big outlay to start with, you're buying an amazingly beautiful, strong, engineered piece of equipment that's got a full warranty, the full backup of us here in Australia and Red Winches in the UK. And you're not mismatching a winch together of a whole bunch of old parts that are unknown and questionable in terms of their service life and what you've got there. So as a replacement for a new 8274 or a built 8274 from parts and second-hand winches, it's going to be a really, really good option for you. Colin, do you know where we should go?
Back to where we were before.
Yeah, I reckon we should go back there.
Did we forget something?
No, I just want to have another look at that hill.
Okay.
Oh, bush tripod.
Wow, they grow on trees.
Oops.